The biggest source of carbon emissions is increasingly going to come from commercial refits. Footprint 25 is focusing on the materials and components being stripped out during alarmingly regular commercial refits. Often this can happen as frequently as every 2 to 3 years. I went to a typical commercial strip out in central London to meet Lawman's founder, John Law, and his sustainability director, Andrew Wedley, on site to see what looked to me like a pretty new office interior, all of which was about to be removed.
This is a typical floor of a strip out within office environment, and we literally strip it back to zero.
How many of these do you do a year? 500
buildings a year, maybe more.
A year?
Yeah.
And all of this lot goes, yeah?
It goes back to a concrete shell, and then the interior guys will come in and for the new client, they would put it back together.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago, it basically went in the hole in the ground, didn't it?
That's exactly what actually happened. And then they introduced recycling.
A lot of people don't understand the difference between recycling and reuse. Recycling is taking stuff and mashing it all up or whatever you're doing and making it into something else. Whereas reuse is taking it and putting it in a different place as it is.
Yeah, really. For example, recycling carpet tiles will be munched up and maybe used for horse bedding.
Yeah, okay.
So that's recycling. Upcycling is material reuse. All the carpet gets cleaned, reboxed, restacked, and then we take it somewhere else so it's being reused. We work alongside MRG, the material reuse group. MRG give it a new home, they give it a material passport, it all gets barcoded, and when it comes from here, it goes straight to where it's its new home, or it goes to their store.
So, we're off to now?
We are off to the reuse holding area. We're day 4 on site now, so the guys will start bringing materials down, it'll be wrapped. So we've got some doors ready to go here, we've got some planters, we've got some cinema seating.
So these are the labels?
Have a go, yeah. So the QR code is given to us by the material reuse group. We upload the information, and effectively that's the passport for the material. Wow, so it says what it is. Yes.
It's got a photograph of it where it was.
In situ, yeah.
In situ. It tells you what the carbon saving is.
Carbon savings, yeah. And the availability date is because the material reuse group with their network, they would have had that on their inventory list and say it will be available on a certain date, and their guys on their network, they can then say, right, we're going to come and collect this on this date. So this is all really important information because we need to be able to give this to our client on completion.
This is day 4, isn't it? When it's to like 3 weeks, the whole place is going to be full of stuff.
Exactly, not too full. This facility will just keep moving along, materials coming down and going out the door.
As Andrew suggested, in an ideal world, by the time things are stripped out, cleaned and wrapped for transport, MRG have published their availability and they've already been sold on. They're then collected from the donor site and directly transported to their new home. This doesn't happen all the time, so MRG have a store close to the city where elements are displayed for prospective purchasers. I've come to have a look round. Hello Tyler.
Hi Tim.
So this is the store.
Yeah.
So in an ideal world what happens is that you know what's coming out of a building that's being stripped out.
Yeah.
You personally go off and find somebody who wants it.
Yes.
And it goes straight from that building to their place, the receiver as it were.
Exactly that.
If that doesn't happen, then you have this store where people can come and see what you've got on offer.
Yeah.
And the whole place, it's all labelled up, is it?
Absolutely. They all have a unique code to identify them.
Right.
And yeah, we've got a live inventory, so everything's tracked where it's come from, where it's going.
You've got it all sorted out, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can we have a look round?
Absolutely.
So all of this stuff is used, yeah?
It's all
I mean, you'd never know, would you? It just looks as good as new. Why would anybody go and buy a new toilet when you've got all this lot?
Yeah, all the materials are pre-cleaned, so we don't send anything really back to the storage unless it's been cleaned on site.
So this is second-hand plasterboard.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's second-hand plasterboard, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite visible that it's been used, but it's in very good condition considering.
Well, it's been taken off carefully.
Exactly that.
The thing is that the building regs at the moment, this isn't actually certified to use it in an office refit, is it?
No, absolutely. We are working to try and get this certified in an office refurb. But at the moment we're just reusing it as DIY materials.
Right. But that's ridiculous, isn't it? Because actually, why can't you use this in an office refit? I mean,
Exactly
it's not going to blow up, is it?
No, well, as you can see here, it also looks brand new once it's been plastered. So this is the used plasterboard on this side over here, and this side's been plastered. You can see that's what it looked like originally before it been plastered. And we've got the new plasterboard on this side.
Are you sure?
It is definitely.
I can't see the difference. And you have a lot of this, do you?
Yes, we've got it constantly coming off sites.
Right. Well, you've solved the world's plasterboard shortage. If I was going to do an office refit, I would want to have this stuff in my
Absolutely.
office refit. Because, I mean, it's saving carbon.
Yeah.
It's saving you as the developer
Yeah.
a whole pile of cash.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks for showing me around, Tyler.
Thank you for coming.
I thought I was going to be going to a scrapbook, but I feel like I've been around a museum.
Oh,
It's so
good.
well sorted out.
Good.
You can see how this could easily become all the norm. There are huge benefits of carbon as well as financial savings. And it all comes down to making it straightforward for developers to encourage their design teams to engage with reuse. At Footprint this year, over 20 of the presentations relate to commercially valuable reuse. It's in May in central London, so come along and potentially save yourself hundreds of thousands of pounds. There you go, not many events can say that.